It has pH of literally battery acid. These are things people don't realize. Even water is going to be quite damaging. Kale and spinach, they're not good for snacking on. You can kill the tooth when you have killed the nerve. I have nothing in my toolbox to bring a dead tooth back to life. There is no miracle cure right now for sipping white wine before you go to bed at night. Mouth rinses are acidic. Enamel crystals breaking off your enamel. You can literally have loss of enamel. Do not eat or drink for 30 to 60 minutes after your meal. That margarita is impossible. You just can't drink hot coffee or
What you're about to hear from Dr. Ellie Phillips, best-selling author of Kiss Your Dentist Goodbye and dentist with over 4 decades of revolutionary research, is going to completely shatter everything you thought you knew about healthy eating for your teeth. Here's what's absolutely mind-blowing. Your mouth is essentially running a 24/7 chemistry experiment, and most of us are accidentally conducting reactions that would horrify a laboratory safety inspector. While conventional nutrition advice focuses on overall health, Dr. Phillips reveals how the same foods often promoted as healthy can be devastating to your dental health, creating an acidic oral environment that systematically destroys your teeth from the inside out. Did you know that within just 20 seconds of sipping that innocent-looking LaCroix, your mouth's pH plummets to 3.7? That's more acidic than orange juice and approaching concrete dissolving levels. But here's where it gets really twisted. Those health halo foods we've been brainwashed to worship are often the worst offenders. Kombucha can have a pH as low as 2.5. That's basically vinegar strength. And don't even get me started on those trendy apple cider vinegar shots influencers are pushing. Here's the kicker that'll blow your mind. NASA studies show astronauts' teeth deteriorate rapidly in space, not from lack of gravity, but because their carefully controlled diet accidentally creates the perfect storm of oral acidity. The same thing is happening in your mouth right now, except you're doing it voluntarily with foods marketed as superfoods. Every single product Dr. Ellie recommends will be linked in our description below. If this information is opening your eyes like it did mine, smash that subscribe button and drop a comment telling us what healthy food you're now questioning. Let's build a community of people who refuse to be fooled by food marketing lies. Now, let's dive into the terrifying truth about what's really happening in your mouth every single day.
I believe the reason that you lose your gums and they shrink down your teeth is how acidic is your mouth and for how long every day. Are you sipping soda? Are you sipping white wine before you go to bed at night and not changing the pH in your mouth? Maybe you have a dry mouth. The more acidic your mouth, the more chance you have for enamel crystals breaking off your enamel, which can happen, and you can literally have loss of enamel. Acidity as one of the main reasons for your gums receding and also for loss of enamel.
Now here's where this story takes a truly sinister turn, and I guarantee this next fact will haunt your bedtime routine forever. While you're peacefully sleeping, your saliva production drops by a staggering 90%, essentially turning your mouth into a stagnant acid bath where your teeth are literally dissolving for 8 hours straight. That relaxing glass of white wine before bed, you're pickle brining your tooth enamel overnight, strip by microscopic strip. But wait, it gets worse. University of Rochester research revealed that people who drink wine before bed show enamel erosion patterns identical to ancient Romans who died from lead poisoning, because both create the same devastating acidic environment that eats away at tooth structure. Your mouth becomes so acidic that harmful bacteria multiply 600% faster than during the day, boring microscopic tunnels through your teeth in what scientists call a microbial apocalypse. And here's something that'll make you throw away your medicine cabinet. Those expensive Listerine and Crest mouth rinses you're religiously using, most have a pH between 3.0 and 4.5. That's more acidic than Coca-Cola. You're literally bathing your teeth in something more destructive than soda, thinking you're protecting them. The oral care industry has been pulling the wool over our eyes for decades. But the most insidious part? Those whitening strips promising Hollywood smiles contain 10 to 20% hydrogen peroxide, concentrations so high they'd strip paint. Yet we're voluntarily painting this chemical on our tooth enamel. When you combine this chemical assault with natural teeth grinding, which 80% 90% of people do unconsciously. You're creating the perfect storm for dental annihilation. The grinding acts like industrial sandpaper on acid-softened enamel, literally wearing your teeth down to exposed nerve endings.
Some people believe that it's to do with grinding your teeth that creates this wearing away. And that's partly true. They won't break off if you have prepared your mouth adequately, if you have this protective covering. The reason that you might get that to happen is if you have acid reflux. And let me warn you now that a lot of mouth rinses are acidic. There are lots of things that you may be doing if you're sucking citrus fruits a lot. If you're whitening your teeth, there's a lot of acidity, and the Crest White Strip, it has a pH of literally battery acid. These are things people don't realize. And then if you grind your teeth, if you have acid softened teeth, your dentist may want to give you a night guard because you grind your teeth.
Here's the absolutely terrifying truth most dentists won't admit until it's too late. By the time you feel that first twinge of tooth sensitivity, you've already lost approximately 40% of your precious tooth enamel, the hardest substance in your body that can never regenerate. Your teeth don't send gentle warning signals. They go straight to DEFCON 1 emergency mode when the nerve becomes exposed. But here's what's really going to shock you. That innocent morning routine of yours is potentially more destructive to your teeth than smoking a pack of cigarettes. Think about it. You wake up with an already acidic mouth from overnight saliva drought, then immediately assault your tooth enamel with acidic coffee, pH 4.85, follow with healthy orange juice, pH 3.3, maybe pop a vitamin C tablet, pH 2.0, and finish with a citric acid-loaded breath strip. You've just carpet-bombed your teeth with 4 acid attacks before 9 a.m., literally dissolving microscopic layers of enamel with each sip. Here's a jaw-dropping fact. Emergency room visits for dental pain have increased 400% in the last decade, not because of poor hygiene, but because people's teeth are becoming so compromised they can't handle basic temperature changes. People are literally developing such severe tooth sensitivity they can't drink room temperature water without crying. Imagine hydration, the most basic human need, becoming dental torture because your enamel is so eroded. And here's the most heartbreaking part. Children as young as 8 are showing up with teeth so sensitive and enamel stripped they can only eat lukewarm, bland foods. We're raising a generation whose healthy smoothie habit is literally eating away their tooth structure and destroying their ability to enjoy normal food. The saddest cases are teenagers whose teeth are so damaged they can't even enjoy ice cream on their birthday because the cold sends exposed nerves into excruciating pain. But there's still hope for rebuilding your tooth defenses, and that's where our next part gets really interesting.
So let's talk about why. You go to the dentist, you probably have pain when you eat something hot or cold, very acute. They just can't drink hot coffee or iced anymore. And the other real issue, if you are in a mouth that was a lot of sugary or carbohydrates being eaten or sip sugary drinks, that you can get tooth decay. There's no protection. You're incredibly close to the nerve inside the tooth. And it is extremely easy for cavity that then starts to form that you can kill the tooth. I have nothing in my toolbox to bring a dead tooth back to life. You need to either have a root canal done or you have the tooth extracted, and then maybe you have an implant. There is no miracle cure right now when you have killed the nerve.
Now prepare yourself for the most mind-bending plot twist in nutritional science. Those Instagram-perfect green smoothies wellness gurus are pushing, they could be more destructive to your teeth than mainlining Mountain Dew. And I'm about to prove it with science that'll make you question every health trend you've ever followed. Here's the shocking truth about oxalic acid, the compound that makes kale and spinach so dangerous when eaten alone. This stuff is so corrosive it's used industrially to remove rust from metal. When you snack on raw kale chips, you're essentially sandblasting your tooth enamel with organic rust remover. The oxalic acid in 1 cup of raw spinach equals what's found in antifreeze. Yet we've been convinced this is superfood behavior. But here's where ancient wisdom meets modern science. Romans, Vikings, and medieval Europeans instinctively paired acidic foods with generous amounts of animal fats. Butter, lard, olive oil. They weren't being indulgent. They were protecting their teeth with what modern biochemists now understand designed as a molecular shield. Harvard School of Dental Medicine revealed that combining high oxalate vegetables with saturated fats prevents acids from reaching your tooth enamel. The fat literally coats your teeth like protective wax, letting you absorb nutrients without enamel destruction. This is why traditional cultures paired fermented vegetables with fatty foods. It wasn't taste, it was dental survival. And here's the timing secret that changes everything. Your saliva contains natural remineralizing compounds that actively repair your tooth enamel, but only if you give it 30 to 60 minutes to work after eating. Interrupt this process by constant snacking, and you're preventing your teeth's natural healing mechanism, like constantly picking at a scab and wondering why it won't heal.
Eat citrus fruits only as part of a meal. And things like kale and spinach, they're not good for snacking on. Keep those vegetables that contain oxalic acid at meal times. Have them with some sort of fat, some olive oil or butter on them. That will try to protect the oxalic acid from actually reaching your biofilm and dissolving it away. So sipping drinks and even water is going to be quite damaging for you to heal the gum recession. When you've finished eating and drinking, have a little bit of xylitol, and then do not eat or drink for 30 to 60 minutes after your meal. Try to keep your meals limited to these sessions of eating and drinking. End the meal with xylitol, because this will give the good bacteria in your mouth a chance to form this protective biofilm if we are going to regrow the gum tissue back up, which you can do, providing you haven't lost too much of the tooth surface. That's the caveat to this. I have kept my gum tissue at that same level. It's never got worse for 50 years. So you can do that too.
What we've just uncovered isn't just about dental health. It's about reclaiming your power from an industry built on keeping you confused and constantly buying products that make your teeth worse. The most shocking revelation? Even pure water can become your teeth's worst enemy when consumed at the wrong times. Here's the game changer. Your mouth contains over 700 species of bacteria that either protect your teeth or destroy them based entirely on the environment you create. When you optimize your oral ecosystem using Dr. Ellie's protocols, you're not just saving your teeth, you're potentially preventing heart disease, diabetes, dementia, and cancers that all start with oral inflammation. This statistic will blow your mind. People with severe gum disease are 70% more likely to develop Alzheimer's disease. The same bacteria destroying your gums can cross into your brain and literally eat away at brain tissue. But here's the hope. Recent research shows that proper oral pH management can actually reverse years of enamel damage and help you keep your original teeth for life. Your mouth is a complex ecosystem that, when properly balanced, becomes your greatest ally in total body health. Every product in Dr. Ellie's complete tooth saving system is in the description below. This isn't just about teeth. It's about reclaiming your health destiny. If this opened your eyes like it did mine, do two things. First, subscribe and hit that bell, because we're building an army of people who refuse to be victims of health industry lies. Second, comment with the most shocking thing you learned today. I read every comment, and your insights help our community grow stronger. We're not just saving smiles. We're revolutionizing how the world thinks about health. The revolution starts in your mouth, and it starts today.